Looking for a new smartphone on a budget? In this video, we've looked at 5 of the best cheap phone deals you can buy at the moment, helping you save money if you're looking for a new phone. But before we begin, make sure to click the link in the description to come to our comparison site to find the cheapest deals on any phone you're considering buying. Just click on a phone you're interested in, and you can compare the cheapest deals from all of the networks on the market at the moment. Let's begin. The Samsung Galaxy A55 isn't the cheapest phone on the market at the moment, but it's probably the best value budget phone you can buy in terms of what you get, given what you pay. So at the moment, you can get this phone for about £18 a month, on average, over the course of the contract. This particular deal is a 24-month contract on the ID Mobile network sold by Carphone Warehouse, and it comes with cashback, allowing you to get the price this low. In return for your £18 a month, you get a lot of the specs that come with Samsung's much more expensive devices. For example, you get a nice big 6.4-inch screen with a 120Hz refresh rate, ensuring that scrolling, swiping, and other things with the screen are all really smooth. The chip is decent, given what you're paying for this phone, and the battery capacity is nice and big. Also, you get an IP67 rating, making the phone waterproof and dustproof, even if you completely submerge it. The only things you really lose out on with this phone are luxuries like wireless charging, and while the camera is good, it's not as good as it is on the S24 for example. You even get a memory card slot, allowing you to easily expand the storage if you want to. So if you're looking at this phone, click the link to compare the cheapest deals on the market that we've put in the description, and you can use these filters here to define how much monthly data you need, for example, as well as what contract length you want and what networks you want to use. So we just put our monthly data up to unlimited, and that only costs £1 extra per month on this same 24-month contract on ID Mobile for a 128GB phone. The Nokia C is just about the cheapest smartphone you can buy in the UK at the moment. At the moment, you can get it for about £10 a month on 3 on a 36-month contract, with quite a decent 150GB monthly data limit. So what do you lose out on with a phone this cheap? The first thing to note is, it's pretty small, which isn't a problem for some people, but the screen doesn't look amazing. It's a pretty low resolution. But the worst thing about this phone is probably its cameras. They're just really not that good. These specs are sort of from about 2010 to 2012 for a mid-range phone. And if the cameras were better, you'd run into storage issues because you only get 32GB of onboard storage. Although this probably isn't a problem because you probably wouldn't want to install too many apps on this phone or take too many pictures. You also don't get any water resistance, and the phone isn't 5G compatible, meaning browsing the web won't be as fast, and you might sometimes have buffering when watching videos. While this phone is a great deal, at just £10 a month, with this much data, we think if you can, it's worth paying a bit more for a much better phone, like you can with the Samsung Galaxy A55. But what if you like the look of the A55, but it's just a bit too expensive? In this case, the A35 is worth looking at. This is a pretty similar phone to the Galaxy A55, but it's about £5 a month less expensive. So what's the difference between these two phones? A lot of the specs are actually pretty similar. It comes with the same battery capacity, the same onboard storage options, and the same IP67 water and dustproof rating. You still get 5G compatibility and a memory card slot as well. Not to mention, the screen is basically the exact same, with a 120Hz refresh rate, and the cameras are still pretty good. The main difference is, this phone is a bit bigger, at 6.6 inches, instead of 6.4, but they haven't upgraded the screen resolution to go with this. So while you get more screen real estate to look at, the pixel density is a bit lower, so the screen might not look as good. Also, this phone just isn't as powerful as the A55. It comes with less RAM, and the chip isn't amazing either. But for most day-to-day activities, this phone performs really well, and its camera is pretty good as well. So make sure to click the link in the description to the Samsung Galaxy A35 page on greensmartphones.com to see what deals are available on this phone when you're watching this. The Honor X6B is priced pretty similarly to the phone we just looked at just a bit under £14 a month on the same sort of 24-month contract, although this one is on Vodafone instead of ID Mobile. Because it's a bit cheaper, the specs of this phone are a bit of a downgrade compared to the A35. It doesn't come with a water or dustproof rating, nor is it 5G compatible. Also, the camera system is a decent bit worse, and the screen resolution is a lot lower. Although the phone is a decent size, at about 6.5 inches. Ultimately, if you buy this phone, it's really mostly useful for web browsing, calls, and maybe a bit of social media. If you want to do things like take photos, or maybe even play the occasional game, the Samsung Galaxy A35 is a better choice, even though it is slightly more expensive. Since Google released the Pixel 9, the last generation of phones have come down a lot in price, which has made the Pixel 8a a good budget choice. Currently, you can get this phone for about the same price as the Samsung Galaxy A55. It's a bit smaller, but comes with a really good screen and a 120Hz refresh rate, as well as the same IP67 rating. But there are a few differences between the two phones it's important to be aware of. While the A55 doesn't come with wireless charging, you do get it on the Pixel 8a, but in exchange, you don't get the memory card slot that Samsung includes on their phone. Another downside to the Pixel 8a is the battery capacity isn't as good, but the chip that Google includes is really powerful compared to other phones at this price point. Ultimately, if you're looking to pay about £18 to £20 a month for a phone, these two are both a great choice, but it depends what you're looking for. If you want a smaller phone with really good camera software, as well as wireless charging, the Pixel 8a is a great choice. On the other hand, the A55 is better if you want a better battery life, a larger screen, and a memory card slot. So thanks for watching, and remember, click the link in the description to come to greensmartphones.com if you're shopping for a new phone at the moment. Just use the menu up here to go to the manufacturer you're looking for, and then click on a phone you're interested in buying, and you can compare all the cheapest deals on the market based on their lowest average monthly cost, helping you save money when you're buying a new phone. And if you have any questions about choosing a budget phone, leave a comment below, and we'll respond as soon as we can.